Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Audio good? Yes.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Riding with country bass.
Gucci.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah.
Riding with country bass, country bass.
Feeling like $1 billion. Couldn't give $1 billion fucks. No, I've been stacking shit. Yeah. So now you stack all hands up. Yeah, yeah. I'm up in it. I bet you that she coming. Ladies, yeah, well, I only need a prayer for the dollar bill. Dollar bill, dollar bill. I done took the orange pill, and I'm taking it up on you. Ooh, baby, jumping location. I love it when you drop it low. I get up fast, I can back it around for me, baby. Yeah. So we need over touch it low. You can let it come to me, run to me. The way you do it, girl, you should love me like a gun. I bet that shit coming in, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah, yeah. Only need a crib for the dollar bill. Dollar bill,
Only need a crib.
I just took the orange pill, and I'm taking it up long hill. Ooh, baby, jumping location. Ooh, yeah, yeah. Ooh, you know that I'm a bad, bad. Girl, I know you want it bad, bad. Ooh, baby, jumping location. Baby, jumping location. Ooh, you know I got my bad, bad, my bad. Girl, you messing with a bad.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Bitcoin Chris checking in yet again. Happy Friday. They call it Black Friday. I say White Friday. I say whatever, it's another Friday. Only consumers are really concerned about the sales, right? You should be selling on this day if you're able to. If not, if you're consuming something, make sure you're consuming something that's beneficial for you. So shout out to everybody tuned in. Happy Friday. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving, and hopefully you have lots of leftovers and you guys have food and you spend some good time with your family. And today's topic is going to be about not only the White Friday sales that I have, but we're going to go over the IUL policies, because last night in the spaces we were talking about how, as an opportunity, there are several different vehicles that you can utilize to pretty much become your own bank. Or have an infinite bank. There are a couple opportunities on how you can do that with the IUL. So we're going to use ChatGPT and go over that. Per usual, I was actually up late last night because I passed out after eating, and then was up late last night, and it came to my mind about using an IUL and all these other things that I'm, learning about promissory notes and accord and acceptance, which is something that we're not going to dive into today's video, but we're going to jump into IUL. Okay. Because it's a very, very powerful tool that you can utilize to not only become an infinite bank, but that way you can use the money to buy Bitcoin. Very great and unique way to leverage the banking products or insurance products or just products in general to get more Bitcoin. So right now we're going to jump into the Bitcoin price. Make sure you head over to swanbitcoin.com/Bitcoin Chris. Get your $10 free Bitcoin. And if you are going to pay bills anyway, which we all are subject to, unless you know what you're doing out here, because all bills are prepaid if you want to get technical, but we're not going to get technical on this call. But since we have to pay these bills, right, go ahead and use the Fold card. Link is in the upper left or right hand side of this, or the QR code is in the upper left or right hand side of this video. So make sure you guys head over and get your Fold card. You get 20,000 satoshis just for getting the card, and start buying stuff with your debit card, which is Fold, and start to get Bitcoin back. And then you can DCA Bitcoin here, $10 free and no fees on the first $10,000 that you buy with Swan. So shout out to Swan. And let's jump into the Bitcoin price. So as you can see here, we're looking at the hourly chart now, and I drew this Fibonacci retracement a while ago. And here we are. We hit the 6.18, and now we're at the 886. Pretty much hit just about. All right, so again, level has already been here. We're looking at 102,000 as the next target, and I told you guys to possibly open along as a trade idea here, and you would be up 6% if we hit that target. So if you took that trade, you're still up a little bit. If you're doing 20x leverage, if you're trading in general, just be careful and don't even trade if you don't know what you're doing. If you are going to trade with a baby bag. Same thing I tell you guys all the time, right? Nothing changes. The truth stays the same, only the lies change. We're going to zoom out here to the 4-hour time frame, and then as you guys can recall, if you guys were paying attention or were on the previous lives, I think a few days ago I was like, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, I went over this drop and I said we would come down to around 91,000, shared the video of me saying that, and that's exactly where we hit, and then we're right up here. So that's actually where the Fibonacci retracement was bottomed at, and that's why my target was right here at 97,000, and then next target is 102, like I mentioned. So I think we can definitely hit 100K today, but we shall see. Also, we're looking at the money flow. You guys who are interested in Market Cipher, link is in the description in YouTube. But as you can see here, green dot. As soon as you hit that green dot, and we still got money flow in the green, pretty good. But I'm not going to go into too deep of a details with Market Cipher because I've done so in previous videos. So Market Cipher is a great tool to use if you are trading. So we went over this in a previous video as well. Money flow switching over 29-30% since September the 9th. So just from the beginning of this month, Bitcoin's up 30%. So there you go. 30 times 10 is 300%. times 20x leverage is 600%. 600% of 1,000 is 6,000. 600% of 100 is 600. So 600% of 10,000 is $60,000. So that's how I look at these trades. Is how I look at how to make money in the markets to obviously buy more Bitcoin. One of the great topics that we were talking about last night. Shout out to Pubby. Shout out to Teddy. We were talking about, look at that green dot on the daily, pop right back up. Boom. That's your sign. That is go time. That means it's go time, guys. So here we are. Again, targets 102. 101? No, 102. 102,362. Yeah, so those are the targets. Obviously, Bitcoin is going to go up and down, and it will be a blessing if Bitcoin goes down, because anytime you're able to stack Satoshis at a discount, it's amazing. Another green dot here, and you would have been up. Almost 60%. So 60% times 10, 600% times 20x leverage, 1,200%. So yeah, very great tool to utilize if you guys trade. If you don't trade, it's okay. Just stack your Bitcoin and chill. Again, stack your Bitcoin and chill. So excellent. So looking at the daily, we're looking good. We're going to check out the DXY because we must be dumping, but we can check it out here. All right, so it looks like we are dumping on the DXY. A little bit of a bounce here at the 20 moving average, but as you can see here, I had the resistance level that every time we are starting to come up to this level, you start to come back down, and so hopefully we can continue to come back down. But even though the DXY has been rising over the last 2 months, Bitcoin has been rising for the last few months as well. So again, take the DXY with a grain of salt. Typically, when a DXY pumps, Bitcoin and assets dump, but that's not the case, clearly. And then we're going to look at MSTR. Let's look at MicroStrategy. What are we looking like on MSTR today? Oh, look at that. In the previous video, I said I expect us to hit the trend line. This was 2 days ago, actually. I'm not sure when my last live was. It was a few days ago. I said we could possibly come down to hit the trend line and then bounce. I don't know if it was before or after this day. Either way, looks like that trend line is holding very, very well as mentioned, but I think it was before. So here we are. We're about $100, $140 away from the all-time high, but 533 down to 400 is where we're at now, but the low was 340, so 540 to 340, so down $200. So, be careful if you're doing options. Again, people are getting clapped up and trading options. So if you're going to buy any MicroStrategy, just buy it and hold, and then take your profits, buy more Bitcoin. Very simple. Yeah. If you don't want to buy MicroStrategy at all, don't buy it at all. Buy Bitcoin. What's the point, right? Some people like it, some people don't. Some people see the value in it, some people don't. Obviously, there is a opportunity to make more profit, because Bitcoin is up only 60% since whatever date that I show. But we can clearly see that MicroStrategy since September. We'll just use the beginning of September. We're at 222 in September, and now we're at 400. So almost 100% ROI. And then if you're going to take the all-time high, it's definitely over 200% ROI. So then you can take that money and buy more Bitcoin. So just got to be smart, be wise. Obviously, there's lots of other opportunities and areas where you can make some money, but the best asset to purchase, of course, is Bitcoin. So shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Hit that like, share, subscribe. Hit that like, share, subscribe. Let me put on some music. Put on some of my tunes here, and then let's jump into CoinGlass to see what's going on with these traders and see what's going on with these levels. All right, so liquidations. Of course, we're going to jump into that real quick, see what's going on with the liquidations, and then we'll jump into ChatGPT, like I said, and continue to give y'all some game, put y'all up on things that I'm learning, all that good stuff. So almost $70 million in longs, short, sorry, liquidated in the last 24 hours for Bitcoin. So $70 million liquidated. So that's crazy. Um, yeah. So let's continue. We're now looking at the liquidation map. This is my favorite data to look at. So here we see liquidations for longs at $82,000, 14 billion, and then we do have 6 billion at 109 to be liquidated in shorts. So looks like we're much higher, going a little bit higher here. Looks like we're going to be headed much higher here, because I mean we could head lower, but in my opinion, based on what we're looking at here on the charts, right, something like Bitcoin's going to go down any lower. So looking for a short squeeze. Yeah, so 81,000 will be back down around the 200-day moving average, or 84,000. So I marked all these levels before, but again, as we were mentioning last night, there's just so many bullish indicators out here that if you think Bitcoin is going to um, go down long term, then I don't know what you are smoking. Please lay off whatever it is that you're smoking. Just simple math, guys. So here we have the 20 moving over the 200 on the hourly time frame. So keep this in mind that usually when the 20 crosses below 200, we are in sells. Above, we're in buys, right? So, all right. So with that being said, let's go back to the liquidation levels here. So again, 82,000, almost $15 billion in longs will be liquidated, and again, 6 billion at 109. Target is 102, so I'm sure with the short squeezes we can head much higher. So excellent. So great data points there. We are going to look at, of course, Bitcoin on exchanges, because this continues to go down. We got Bitcoin PayPal volume, which I never really paid any attention to, but we'll check that out in just a moment. And look at that. We are just continuing to dive lower and lower and lower. 2.27 million Bitcoin on exchanges right now. And as you can see, just continue to go down. So this is something that we look at periodically, to just keep in mind that Bitcoin on exchanges are slowly but surely dwindling. I remember going over this in the beginning of the year, and I was like, yo, we're starting to go down. And it's just gone down so much over the last year. So keep that in mind, guys. Bitcoin on exchanges. If you have Bitcoin on exchanges, take it off the exchange and self-custody, of course. If you guys were on my previous lives, we talked about the Nano Ledger Flex, which is something that you should probably look into if you don't have a ledger already, right? If you do have a ledger, don't even bother. But here it shows that if you do get this, let's see if they have a discount on it. Nope, it's $250 for this, and you get $70 worth of Bitcoin back. So if you do that, you'll get $70 Bitcoin, and you'll have a nice new Nano Ledger. So I highly recommend anybody that's new to the space and doesn't have a ledger, get your coins off of any exchange and put it on your ledger. And then we don't even recommend that you use Coinbase at all. So if you're using Coinbase, you're already losing. But we'll go ahead and check out. I prefer PayPal over Coinbase, and we'll check out PayPal Bitcoin volumes, because again, I didn't know this was a thing until just now. So let's check out PayPal's volume, which I don't even know. I don't know anyone that buys. Exactly. I don't know anybody. I don't know anybody buying on PayPal, but apparently there's enough data there to show that people are buying on PayPal. So tons of volume on PayPal, more than I ever thought there would be. But here we are. PayPal to allow buying and selling of Bitcoin. Wow. Wow. Well, you know that PayPal got volume like crazy for the Bitcoin buying. So again, I'm only saying PayPal because most people that are new jump into Coinbase, and Coinbase is trash. They'll close your account, they'll freeze your account, they'll do a bunch of stupid stuff like circuit break and not allow anybody to buy any Bitcoin or anything like that if they because of quote unquote too much traffic or whatever it is, right? They've been around for too long to have these issues. So, based on all the stupid stuff that they've done over the past years, you definitely don't want to be using that. And if you do, you're going to deal with the consequences because we're warning you. We've been warning you for forever. So, I would prefer PayPal over Coinbase. But again, I would rather use Swan, this River, this Cash App, way better. All those apps are way better than Coinbase. So, you're probably on Coinbase because you're shitcoining. So, you know, that's what you get for shitcoining. But, anyways, let's continue. All right, cool. We're gonna jump into Chat GBT. Let's log right in, and we're going to get this loaded up for you guys. Hit that like, share, subscribe. Happy Friday. If you're out and about, or if you are going to buy anything today that's not going to serve you in the future, you might want to reconsider, or at least if you're going to buy something that's $100 and it's not something educational or something that's not going to benefit you, put that same amount of money into Bitcoin, right? So that way you're not really That way you don't have to look back in time and say, damn, I should have bought $100. I should have bought Bitcoin instead of whatever I bought this TV on Black Friday, right? All right, excellent. My chat GPT is pulled up here. So we're going to look at that now. And all we're going to do is, because there's a lot on here. All right, so this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. And I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm telling you guys what I'm going to do or what I have done. So you take that with a grain of salt. And the information is there for you to look up. So I'm just doing what I feel and what I know that I can do. So we're not even going to dive into any of that, but I'm just going to let you guys know this is not any. This is not for anything but education and entertainment purposes only. Therefore, you do what you want. You're a grown ass man or woman. But I'm happy to be here to share this information with you. That's for sure. So here, excellent. I asked. Perfect. So last night we were in a room, right? We're in spaces on Twitter. We have Grant on there. We have Gary on there. We have Teddy on there. We have Pubby, and a couple other Bitcoiners, right? And so, the first thing I want to say is, it's funny to see multi-billionaires or billionaires or multi-millionaires because, you know, it doesn't really matter how much you have, right? How much money you have if you don't really understand what's going on with your money. So it's just funny to see that, we tell Grant Cardone, I shared in the spaces the tweets where we're telling Grant and, Teddy was in Clubhouse with us years ago where we were explaining to Grant, you got some money, bro. Like, buy some Bitcoin, man. It's really nothing to you, man. You're a multimillionaire. What is it to buy Bitcoin? Bitcoin is like 20 grand at the time, right? So, it's just funny to see them come around or him to come around and to have proof of that, right? And to have that stamp under your belt that you're, front running, quote unquote, the most smartest or richest people in the world, right? So, anyways, I say that to say that we were having a conversation, and I said that you know, sold my I closed out my 401k back in 2017, bought Bitcoin, and paid the penalty and all that good stuff. And um, someone was saying that it's not a good idea, or it's a good idea, and then also he said it wasn't a good idea, so he agreed and disagreed. But I wasn't telling anybody what to do, which is fine. I was just explaining to you guys what I was doing or what I did do, right? And so I also mentioned to that individual, I said, hey, well, there's other avenues, right? Like he mentioned the health savings account, which if you guys have a job, right, you're able to get a health savings account. And little did I know that, years ago, I didn't know that you can even invest your health savings account tax free, which is amazing. You can invest your health savings account. You can buy Bitcoin. You can buy real estate with your health savings account, and it'll be tax free. Perfect. So what's great about that is again, it's tax free, and you're already putting money into a health savings account, so you can utilize that to make some money um, and invest. So that's something that you guys can look into after this. Um, this video. Look and take notes, guys. I'll be dropping things that you guys can take notes on, or just rewatch the video later on. But health savings accounts, very very dope way to invest, especially if you are not using any of the cash in there, right? Because I had my health savings account and it was just sitting there, right? And like I said years ago, I had no idea that you can even invest with it. I thought it was just for your medical purpose, because that's what they tell us. Oh, if you can only use it for your health stuff, oh, you can only use it, and that's absolutely wrong. You can use it to invest, which is absolutely mind blowing, right? So, with that being said, hopefully that's some information that you can utilize if you weren't on the Spaces last night. So, anyways, I also mentioned that there are other opportunities such as universal index, universal life insurance policies, where you can become an infinite bank, right? So, infinite banking is very, very popular. I've been talking about this actually for a while. I just don't really um, bring it up because it's high level stuff. Most people don't even want to fix their credit and do things that they're supposed to do. So I know for a fact most people are not gonna understand the IUL, but some people do. So that's why we're going over it here on the phone call. I asked ChatGPT to give me 5 excellent reviewed index universal life insurance companies in Florida or nationwide that works with people in Florida. You can ask ChatGPT the same thing and for your state, but I'm pretty sure that most of these will work. Obviously, these work nationwide, right? And so here we are. And the reason why you want to, so let me explain the purpose of IUL, right? It's typically geared towards people who want to not only have life insurance, but you want to be able to borrow. What you're able to do is you're able to borrow against your life insurance policy while it grows. So you're using the same dollar twice. So you can fund your policy, put some money in there, and then that money stays in the policy and it will grow because they're gonna, have it tied to the market or tied to some bonds. So you'll always make 4 to 5% guaranteed income on whatever it is that you have compounded, right? And then the great thing about it is then you can take whatever it is that you fund into your policy and you can borrow like 80% of it, right? 75, 80%, whatever. It's different for each company. So that means your money is working. You're still getting 4 or 5%. Then you can borrow against it, and then you can buy more assets, and you can buy Bitcoin. And you know, people that don't, uh, people that want to start a business, you don't have to, get a loan or get anything. You can just use it from your life insurance policy. So you'll be able to use the same money twice, right? Very simple, very easy, very, very straightforward, right? So I asked, because we talked about it last night, I wanted to share the information with you guys on Twitter. So last night, late night, I was up and I shared a couple of different ones on Twitter. So let me go there just to show you guys real quick, and then we'll jump right back into ChatGPT. All right, so let's load. Let's just load. All right, I'm gonna go to profile. Hit that like, share, subscribe for me if you're watching on X. I appreciate you. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like, share, subscribe for me. All right. All right, cool. So here I said, here I just showing you guys 9 hours ago. I was up pretty late because I passed out. So I just posted a couple different life insurance policies. So everything that I'm about to show you here is what I was up late last night looking at. So just so you guys have full transparency. So this is how I was able to find that information, because I know there's a bunch of companies, right? And I don't know. I don't like Google too much. I like GPT way better than Google. Google has implemented AI and stuff, but it is what it is. So excellent. So now let's jump into this here, guys. IUL. Nationwide, the first one is the largest and most respected insurance company in the U.S., offering customizable index universal life insurance policies. They are known for providing policies that allow quick access to cash value through their loans, withdrawals, and offer flexible interest rates. So one thing is that a great thing about this is even if you buy Bitcoin for an example, right? And you borrow against your policy and then you don't pay back what you borrowed, guess what? It doesn't matter because you're the one, it's your money, right? You're the one who actually funded the policy. And what will happen is if you don't pay it back, it'll just come out of your death benefit later on when you expire. So you don't even have to pay it back, right? It will literally come out of your death benefit, sorry, when you expire. So that's the great thing about this as well, is that you can use the money and you don't even have to pay it back. It'll come out of your policy by the time that you pass away. So the great thing about this as well, key features, the nationwide IUL products offer flexibility in premium payments, competitive cash value growth strategies, and loans at competitive rates. They also have the option to structure the policy to focus on maximizing the death benefit or accelerating cash value growth for borrowing purposes. So that's the great thing about this particular company is that, hey, all right, so if you have life insurance, most people think you're just supposed to use it for your death or that you can't really use it for anything, right? But that's not what the wealthy and rich people do. So this is very valuable information because you can now that you know this, right, you can use it for investing. Nobody pretty much knows a lot about this stuff. So I want to make sure that you guys know about it. So let's continue. Let me get it out the way so y'all can see more. And let me zoom in a little more. All right, cool. Cool. So you can focus on the death benefit, which is basically you'll get more when you pass away, or you can use it the other way, right? Or you can have multiple. Or you can have multiple policies, right? One for each, right? So that's what I would recommend if you're able to, if you are able to. Give me 1 second. All right, excellent, cool. So that's one. Second one is Pacific Life. Pacific Life is the renowned for its flexible IUL, so they're known for that as well. Flexible IUL offering a strong focus on cash value accumulation because the cash value is what you're going to be able to borrow from. Their IUL products allow policyholders to access cash with minimum restrictions, and they offer options to allow tax-deferred growth and borrowing for liquidity. Perfect. Transamerica number 3, known for its high flexible IUL products, which is ideal for people looking for access to uh, cash value quickly. Transamerica's IUL policies are designed to focus on growth and liquidity, giving policyholders access to funds when needed. So it's great. Just look up these things yourself, right? I would highly recommend you call them, especially um, have if you have the desire to become an infinite bank, because this way you can always borrow against your policy and um, always have money basically, and you're using the same money twice. So the money that you are funding the policy with, you can borrow against that and then pay it back and then borrow it again. So you are your own bank literally with your IUL. And then again, if you don't pay it back, it's fine. It comes out of your death benefit. So very, 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 very wise thing to do if you are interested in this particular strategy, which is what I recommend over a 401k. Because again, one is that your 401k is going to be taxed when you get out. Majority of you will be paying taxes when you take out your 401k, unless you're doing the Roth. And even if I don't trust the traditional, financial system at all anyway. So, I opt out of that system completely. But, if you're going to get a 4% match and whatever, or 2% or 3%, whatever your company's matching you, do whatever you want. I'm not telling you guys what to do yet again. I'm just giving you guys some information. So John Hancock is the one I'm going to be contacting for my personal needs. So, and they have a vitality index universal life policy, which I think they're probably going to have to do some blood work and stuff on you for this one. But I'm just going to use them in general. But they're known for their flexibility and structure policies to achieve both growth and income. So income and growth. So you can borrow money for the policy with competitive interest rates and a structured plan of growth which focuses on cash flow. So the Vitality program also rewards policyholders for healthy living. So again, they're going to have things that you can do or things that they can track to give you a little bit more benefits and rewards as a policyholder to make sure that you're living healthy, right? So that's that. They are available in Florida and they're A+ rating. So Security Mutual Life offers IUL policies that are highly customizable with a focus on flexibility and access to cash for borrowing. They have various loan options to make it easier for policy owners to access their cash when needed. Their IUL policies can be structured for high early cash value and loan access. This makes Security Mutual a good choice for those seeking to use their life insurance policy as a cash flow vehicle. So this is exactly what I'm saying, guys. You can use your life insurance policy for a cash flowing vehicle because not only are you going to make money because they're going to invest um, your funds into the stock market, into the market, or into bonds, which is going to grow. But then again, you can structure it a certain way where you're able to borrow from it as well. So you're making money 2 times. And if you're wise, right, you would fund the policy, borrow, buy Bitcoin, right, and then just continue to fund your policy and just have that being taken out of your death benefit, right? So many things you can do. You don't have to do that. I'm just giving an example, all right? And then I asked ChatGPT, out of the 5, which is the quickest to allow to borrow, right? So John Hancock, Vitality's IUL typically offers quick access loans once policy has significant cash value and allows you to take loans at competitive rates. And loans can be accessed typically within 30 days of cash value accumulation, and you can borrow against the policy's cash value directly with fewer restrictions. Generally, this process is streamlined for faster loan access once cash value is established. Boom. So there goes that. That's also why I chose them, right? And then we have Pacific Life for number 2, 3 Transamerica, and 4. But most of these, they say that you can't borrow from it with um, quickly. They say within a year. See, it says sometimes within a year, but that's not true. You're gonna have to speak to someone and customize your policy. And obviously, the main caveat here is that you would obviously need to have enough cash value to borrow from it. So once you fund it, you can start to borrow from it. Okay. And so typically within 30 days for this particular policy or this particular company, some are say a year, but again, it just depends on how you structure it. So don't let them tell you what to do, right? You tell them how you want it. Say, hey, I want to make a policy, or I want to talk to someone about making an IUL policy. How do I do this? I want to make sure I'm able to borrow against it sooner than later. All right, how would I fund it? Okay, cool. And then, get the information from them directly, right? I'm just here to give you the outline. So I'm not here to tell you what to do again, just here to give you the outline. So take that information and run with it. That is typically what you can do. And you can typically become your own bank. Typically, you want to use this to become your own bank as far as infinite bank goes, because you can infinitely use the money as much as you want, right? And so I'll even ask, infinite banking with this IUL strategy, right? Structure and strategy. Infinite banking is a wealth building. Oh, let me just let it load. Let it load first. All right, cool. Cool. Let's read this together, guys, because a lot of us need to read more, and so we're gonna read together. All right. All right. Infinite banking is a wealth building strategy that uses cash value life insurance policies like an index universal life (IUL), which is what we're talking about, as a personal banking system. This method allows policyholders to access their cash value to finance expenses or investments, repay loans, and continuously grow their wealth. This is how it works. And combined with the rinse and repeat strategy, that's how many wealthy individuals use it, right? So how do I see? You have to. ChatGPT is only. That's why I keep telling you guys. ChatGPT is only as smart as you are. If you don't know what the hell you're talking about, then you're not going to be able to formulate these questions and get this information because you're not doing your own due diligence, right? So how do I know? How did I even know that you're able to do this, right? Most people don't even know that they can do this. I know this because I teach financial literacy, and people that I know are wealthy and they use the strategy, right? So I know that. So if I know that, then just like anybody else. If you know better, you do better, right? So let's continue. Understanding infinite banking with IUL. Infinite banking is essentially creating a self-sustaining financial ecosystem using an IUL policy as a foundation. This strategy enables you to one, build cash value. As premiums are paid, a portion goes into the cash value account, which grows tax deferred. You can borrow against accumulating cash value at a favorable interest rate without liquidating assets. Will continue even while borrowing. The policy continues to grow as if the cash value was untouched, compounding over time, which is what I just told you guys earlier, right? You're using the same dollar twice. Your money is still growing, and then you can borrow against that money and then buy other assets, and now you're making money two times. So comment two times if you're following along. Comment two times, 2x, 2x. Hit that like, share, subscribe for me. Avoid tax penalties. Loans are not taxed, and when structured correctly, policies proceeds can also be tax free. That's right. Guess what? It's definitely tax free because that's the whole point of you doing it, is to have tax free income when you retire. And not only that, because you can use this however you want, right? It's not only, again, just for your death; it's for your life. That's why it's called life insurance. It's not called death insurance. I digress. So not only are your proceeds tax free, obviously you can't be taxed on loans. And if you are a U.S. citizen, then you're going to pay taxes. But if you're a national and you understand what's going on, you are not required to pay taxes because taxes are voluntary. And we're not going to touch into that because, like I said, I went into a clubhouse room and tried to explain this to some Bitcoiners, and they started to, the NPC started to tweak out, and they're so scared and they don't want to read, right? So it is what it is. But if you are a U.S. citizen, that's fine, right? You just got to pay your taxes. Very simple. And and just do your own research, right? I'm not here to tell you guys to do anything. I don't care what y'all do, to be honest with you. I'm only here to provide you the information so you can make an informed decision. To maximize the potential of infinite banking with the IUL, the policy must specifically be tailored to maximize cash growth. We'll design a policy to minimize the death benefit while maximizing cash value. So, using flexible premium payments to contribute more funds early on while adhering to the IRS MEC guidelines to keep the policy tax advantage, right? They'll set all that up for you. You don't need to. You just let them know what you're looking for, and they'll set that up for you, and they'll explain that to you. That's why I said call them and get that information from them. Insurers like John and Nationwide, John Hancock and Nationwide, are known for the policies that allow faster cash value growth. Ensures that policy loans have low or zero net interest rates. Some IULs offers loans that grow with index performance. That's right. So again, it's tracked. You're gonna make money based on the stock market and on bonds. So they trade it. They're gonna invest in, have the money in those two specific areas, or um, indexes to make sure that you have a return on your investment. Very simple. Oh, this is borrow up to 90%. I said 80%. I said 70%. So I didn't want to say I didn't want to say a definite number, but here it says borrow up to 90% of the cash value. So I was just telling you guys 70 to 80% because I know that that's something that you can do, but it says up to 90%. But you're gonna have to discuss that with your actual policy or the insurance company that you are going to do this with. To reinvest, pay debts, or to fund large purchases so you become your own bank. And then again, your money that you already put into the policy is still growing. You're using the same money twice. It's very simple. Repay the loan or not. And since the loans are deducted from the death benefit, and rinse and repeat the process, what I just told you guys, right? Or not, because if you don't, it's deducted from the death benefit. That's exactly what I just told you guys. So again, don't take my word for it. Go look it up yourself. But obviously, I know what I'm speaking about here. The rinse and repeat process, very important. How wealthy individuals use the rinse and repeat method within infinite banking. Fund the IUL aggressively. Start by funding the policy to build cash value quickly as possible, and that may involve front loading premiums subject to IRS limits. So you got to figure out what that limit is. But you can borrow cash value access up to 90%. Do a loan. Use borrow money to invest in high yield opportunities, aka Bitcoin. Excuse me. Buy real estate. Don't recommend. Excuse me. Or cover personal expenses and bills. Repay the loan on a flexible term since you are essentially borrowing from yourself. You are borrowing from yourself. All right. So you're borrowing from yourself. Alternatively, let the loan balance remain and reduce the death benefit by the loan upon passing, as I just mentioned as well. As the policy's cash value continues to grow, borrowing again to further investments or expenses. So the more you fund it, the more money that you'll be able to borrow, and the more that you can repeat the process because your policy will grow, your assets that you're buying will grow, and you just repeat it, guys. Over time, this compounds wealth exponentially without the reliance of traditional financial institutions. This is what I was just saying. Why would you have a 401k when you can do this? Because they're going to give you you can't even touch your 401k unless like they're trying to tell you that you can't even touch your 401k. I had someone message me saying that they don't even that they're trying to like give them a hard time about it. Like, it's your money, right? So is it your money? You got to wait till you're 65 to touch it. Then you're going to be taxed at whatever the tax rate is then, and then it's probably not even going to be enough, right? Based on Bitcoin's going to outperform your 401k. So I don't care what you guys say. I don't care what anybody says, right? It is what it is. I'm also going to touch on another topic here that I want to definitely touch on about people being scary and people not knowing how to leverage credit. So we're going to dive into that in just a few moments. So, case study example. So now we have examples, right? Imagine an IUL excuse me, policy contributes 50,000 annually for 5 years to the policy. Building a $250,000 policy after 5 years. You can borrow 200,000 from the cash value to purchase Bitcoin, yielding at 100% annually, basically, right? Let's just say 50% annually, right? What's 50% of 200,000? 100,000. So now you got 250,000 growing at 6%. Your Bitcoin is growing that you borrow from yourself is growing at 50%, most likely going to be more, right? And over time, you can repay the loan, which I don't recommend you selling your Bitcoin to do. Just have it taken out of your debt benefit, restoring the cash value for the next borrowing cycle. So a great thing to do with this is you can actually, I don't recommend, real estate, but this would be a great opportunity for real estate because if you get an apartment building for 200,000, you get $1 million apartment complex for 1 million as an example. You take 200,000 plus whatever the fee, or less than $1 million, whatever. going to have to be less than $1 million because you're going to have to pay closing costs, fees, and all that extra stuff, right? So let's just say you get an $800,000 apartment complex somewhere and it's cash flowing, and then if you're able to take the $200,000 and purchase that rental property, excuse me, give me 1 second. I don't want to be clearing my throat in y'all ears. Give me 1 second. All right, cool. So let's just say you get an apartment complex, and then you get the apartment complex, and then meanwhile, it's going to cash flow. So this is where that comes into play. You're going to use the rental income to repay the loan, restoring the cash value for your next borrowing cycle. So this is way better than going to the bank, right? Because you're borrowing from yourself. You're using yourself as the bank. You are your own bank. It's infinite banking. And then once you pay back, you can even do the, home equity line of credit, or no, that's for personal homes, if I'm not mistaken. You can do a cash out refinance for your rental property. Pay back some of your borrowed income. Now you have more money to borrow, and then with that money and your cash flow, because your cash flow is still gonna be there, and if you're smart, you're gonna do renovations, and your NOI will increase. So not only will your refinance be, higher in a few years, you'll also have your cash flow, right? And then you repeat the cycle. So now you have cash flow. Excuse me. Now you got cash flow. Now you borrowed your money, paid back, 50% or all of it, right? And then now you can repeat the process. But again, I would. That's one opportunity, one option. I don't recommend real estate, but this is a great opportunity to do so, especially if you're looking to get cash flow, right? And then um, repeat, rinse, repeat, and then you can do that for the first round, and then your second round just buy Bitcoin, or you can do it with Bitcoin the first round. Excuse me, and then just keep the Bitcoin. Very simple. So again, these are strategies that you can use, and why wealthy individuals use strategy. So leveraging, borrowing against a policy enables access to funds while leaving the principal untouched. So again, you have to remember, even though you've taken out 200 of your 250, it's still growing at 6%, right? And so with 6% of 250,000 annually, right? 250,000 annually, no matter if the market's going up or down, because they're able to guarantee that. So 5% or 6%, that's still trash, super trash, but it is what it is. 15,000. So it's okay because you're able to borrow against that money. So the 6% is just a bonus, right? So 15,000 a year on your 250, not too exciting, right? Especially if Bitcoin is going to do more than that. So, but it's better because you're using it to borrow against yourself and your policy, versus you having money sitting in the bank, or versus you going to the bank and asking them for a loan or whatever, right? Why would you do that if you can do it yourself? Unless you're not able to. But this is something you can do long term, especially if you don't have, $50,000 annually, obviously. So to contribute, whatever you contribute, this is just an example. So, anyways, let's continue. Tax benefits, cash value growth, and policy loans are not subject to income taxes. I repeat, cash value growth and policy loans are not subject to income taxes. For the third time, cash value growth and policy loans are not subject to income taxes. Control, unlike traditional banking, the policyholder sets their loan terms. That means you get to choose how much you borrow, or you set the loan terms, right? I'll pay it back, or I don't pay it back. You borrow from the bank, you definitely got to pay that back. Okay, legacy building. The death benefit ensures wealth is transferred to their heirs, even after loans are deducted. So yet again, or that we have this information to better our families in the future. So life insurance, or don't see the benefit in life insurance. I'm telling you now, there is a benefit to life insurance because you're able to use it while you're living. You're able to borrow against it. You have the tax benefits, and you are able to continue to compound growth 6% annually while you're using up your money to borrow and buy other to buy other things to help you either A, buy Bitcoin or start a business or, do real estate. So whatever it is that you want to do, you have that opportunity to do so. So you make sure that you do so. And take this information to do what you want with it, right? So I hope this information is valuable. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is, your credit. I don't know. I was looking for the video earlier, so I guess I'm going to have to go into the. Guess I'm going to have to go into. Guess I'm going to have to go into Twitter's. Hit that like, share, subscribe for me. How do I go to the media? All right, let me find this video, guys. I'm going to share it. I feel like it was. Why do I feel like it was deleted, yo? I didn't delete it. So I don't know where it's at. Yeah, I swear, maybe delete my shit, yeah. Maybe it's on my Facebook. Let me see. I think I posted it on my Facebook too. Did I post it on my IG? Let me check. Free game. The play part 2. Let me see if I can find that because oh, no, 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 no. Okay, see, I don't know what's going on with this because the play part 2, the play part 2, the play part 2. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Let's try this again. I'm gonna look for this video because again, I've been telling there's gonna be. I'm sick and tired of people telling me not to do what I've been doing. Right? I'm sick and tired of people telling me what to do, and I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying about what I'm doing. Right? And I found the video on IG, but that's besides the point. I gotta see if this was being taken down on here. Yeah, this is crazy. They took it down because I didn't take it down. That's crazy. Media. Okay, so for some odd reason, it's not on. Or did I take it down? I don't think I took it down, guys, because I wouldn't have posted it on Instagram if I was gonna take it down. So hit that like, share, subscribe for me. Give me 1 second, right? Give me 1 second, real quick. And of course, it's not gonna let me see it because I'm not logged in. Let me do it this way. Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna see if the audio works for this, guys. Let me see if the audio works. Let me see. Why is the audio not working? Audio usually works for. Can I share the screen? But right now it's not. Let me see. Why is the audio not working? Audio usually works for. Can I share the screen? But right now it's not. Let me see. Why is the audio not working? Audio usually works for. Hold up, PA. I appreciate you guys liking, retweeting, sharing. I appreciate you guys. Happy Friday. I'm just trying to get this video to play for y'all because this is some good info that I want you guys to hear. So let me see if I can get this bad boy to work real quick. Um,
Let me try this audio and see how that sounds for you guys. By simply buying Bitcoin and chilling, while you still had
why you still had, your payments still, well, this obviously it's not 24, 60, 80, right? But you didn't make 80 grand exactly because you have to take out some money for the monthly payments, but still, you're up 400%. By simply buying Bitcoin, basically, that's 400% minus whatever it is that you need to pay back, which is your 20, right? So now you're up 20, 40, 60, $60,000. That's how you like get ahead. Like, it's very simple. That's how you accumulate more Bitcoin. It's very simple. People like to like overcomplicate things or say things are risky, but every day is a risk. Every time you drive in the car is a risk. Anytime that you do anything, it's a risk. Nothing is guaranteed in this life except for death, right? And they say taxes, but no, if you're wise enough, you know how to not pay any taxes. So again, we're starting off at the beginning of the year. You could have done that. You could have done that and accumulated since 2020 up until now, and you're up. You're up regardless. But let's just say again, just for 2024. In 2024 alone, Bitcoin went again from 16,000 to $90,000. So we still have another month left. Moon December. We still, and then you would have to pay back whatever you borrowed in January. So as long as you're higher than 0%, like I said in the previous live, then it doesn't matter because you're up. This is something that I've been teaching and telling you guys to do since 2020. You guys can look up the tweets. You guys can look up the posts. I've been telling you guys to do this for a while now. And now would be the time to not only execute on that possibility, because even if you just, anything that you make over 0% interest, it's a win, right? So not only would now be the perfect time, it's actually not a perfect time, or it's later in the cycle than you could have been in earlier, which is what we've been telling you to do to stack your Bitcoin since forever, right? So since the beginning of the year. So a lot of people don't understand the strategy. A lot of people don't understand the nuances of it. A lot of people don't. A lot of your typical person is not going to do this, and that's exactly why you're in the position that you're in now, right? You don't take a risk. You're not going to, you're not going to reap any benefits. No risk, no Rari. No. You fail 100% of things that you don't try, right? So, and then the great thing is that again, we only did the scenario with $20,000. You can go to 5 banks and get 10 grand each. That's 50,000. 50,000 times 400%. It's 200,000. You pay back 50,000. You're up 150,000. That's just simple math, guys. Simple logic. If you just would have simply bought Bitcoin and chill, you don't have to trade. You don't got to be doing all this extra stuff and stressing out and worrying about and uh, whatever, right? You just buy your Bitcoin and you chill, and you could have DCA, or if you were, like I said, if you got it at the beginning of the year, you could have just, bought a whole stack, bought, the whole stack load at 20K, just drop it in there, boom. If it dipped, it dipped. If it ripped, it ripped. So I hope this is making sense because a lot of people don't understand the strategy. But it starts with having a good personal credit and then having an established business and leveraging the bank's money to make money. It's very simple, very easy strategy. You don't have to use it for Bitcoin. That's just the most obviously opportunity, the highest opportunity cost for your money, in my opinion. If you were to just get Bitcoin versus doing anything else, of course you could start a business and get cash flow that way and then use that to buy Bitcoin. But unless you're like selling, I don't know, where you're making 20 grand a month plus, which is possible, right? With businesses, right? So that's why I said whatever's going to work best for you, whether your business is going to be able to throw off 20 grand a month plus, and then you take that and then you buy Bitcoin. That would be the wisest thing to do. Any endeavors that you're doing, anything that you have cash flow coming in from, the best thing to do is to take those dividends, aka those that profit, aka that income, and put it into Bitcoin, and then that way you don't have to worry about anything and just let it grow over time. Q Banks, he's a dope trader online. Q Banks said that he was trading a couple years ago, and obviously when you trade forex and whatnot, you got to send the money over via Bitcoin to the broker, right? So boom, you send your money over. He said that he transferred he made a lot of money, made some money, transferred it over to his account, but he transferred it over in Bitcoin, and at that time, Bitcoin just so happened to surge. So he's like, man, just by me having it in Bitcoin, which is what I was talking about earlier, even you just having it in Bitcoin and letting it just sit there as a business owner, as a regular person, as a saver, as a business, of course, in general with the treasury, we've already seen the ramifications and the benefits of that, of putting Bitcoin on your balance sheet. So you have a lot of opportunity and growth by just simply holding and chilling on Bitcoin, right? So it doesn't matter your business, right? Just use Bitcoin to hold you down, right? So everybody should be taking their profits in Bitcoin. Everybody should be saving in Bitcoin. Everybody should be utilizing Bitcoin. And they wasn't listening back then, but hopefully they're listening now. It's not too late.
If you're going to trade with a baby bag, like I always say, for the most part, stack your Bitcoin and chill. There's no point of doing anything else. Real estate, I know a lot of people love real estate because of the ability to refinance and the tax advantages, which makes sense, right? I know other people that are tired. They don't want to deal with the tenants. They don't want to deal with flipping. They don't want to deal with the contractors. They don't want to deal with permits, roofs, hurricanes, all that stuff. So all these things come into play, right? Business, you got to deal with the chargebacks. You got to deal with the customers. You got to deal with the analytics. You got to deal with a lot of things. So yes, you can do all those things, but to have a peaceful, happy, and stress-free life, the goal is that's the goal. That's the goal. The goal is to do that and not to create another job by having a business or dealing with things that you don't have to deal with when you can just take the Bitcoin and chip. All right. And because the beginning was a little messed up, let me just play the beginning again. Or y'all didn't hear the beginning. All right, back to the game. Free game. Let y'all come back in. All right, the play. Back to the play. All right, so my phone died. I was just saying, all right, cool. Let's take 20 grand for an example, right? So we're talking about 20 grand. Let's say you were able to, let's say you took heed and you listened to the warnings and you listened to the wealthy. Actually, you guys didn't hear that. I didn't actually. I didn't put the whole video on here, so that's fine. All right, cool. So that's that. Let me put my audio back on.
And then let me reshare. Cool. All right, so let's continue. Let's dive into what I was talking about, right? Let's dive into what I was talking about, right? I'm not sure which we can check, right? Let's check the price. I was wrong by saying Bitcoin was 16,000 at the beginning of the year. I was thinking about 2023. But in the beginning of this year, Bitcoin was how much? All right, cool. Bitcoin was at 30,000, so 38,000. So that's how you know you out of the matrix, right? You don't even realize how much time has flown. So I thought last year or this year, wait, 2024? Yeah, right here, okay. I thought 2024 was 2023. So 156%. Let's just say you did that, right? And we're not. Okay, so we're gonna run it. We're gonna run it back with that. Okay, so I'm gonna hear from every person that, like, if you have a job, your opinion to me is irrelevant as far as leveraging credit, right? So if you're working a job and you're telling me, someone who leveraged credit to buy Bitcoin in 2020, being strategic and being smart and being wise, right? Obviously, you have to be smart, strategic, and wise, and understand your risks and understand your upside potential and your downside potential. So that's first and foremost, because there's a strategy and there's a way to do everything. So I don't want to hear no nobody that has a 9 to 5 job telling me about borrowing Bitcoin, or if you work for any corporation or if you work for anybody, period, your opinions are irrelevant to me, right? Because one, you work for somebody else. And this is the reason you work for somebody else, because you don't take any risk, like I said in the video I just shared with you guys. Second of all, you don't understand how to work, how money works, or how to work the money, right? Because if you were wise enough to understand where you are in the cycle, wise enough to understand that you're getting money for free, wise enough to understand and not to gamble on shit coins, right? Then there is no, there really is no risk because, again, we're not Michael Saylor. We don't have a corporation where we are able to convert. We don't have a corporation where we're able to convert uh, stocks and bonds and convertible notes and all that crazy stuff, right? And to raise some money, right? We don't have that opportunity to do that. So, with that being said, what you can do is, again, if you are wise enough to do so, you can use business credit to buy assets that are going to go up in value. Very simple math, very simple understanding, very simple strategy that a lot of people do, right? Because if you don't do that, then how the hell are you going to get a decent amount of Bitcoin, right? Especially if you're working at a 9 to 5 job. Yes, if you've been here for a while, you've been DCAing, that's great, right? But you have to keep in mind that Michael Saylor is buying all the fucking Bitcoins. You have to keep in mind that Russia just signed into legislation that Bitcoin is property, and Donald Trump is going to add it to the strategic reserve. So uh, El Salvador has been buying 1 Bitcoin a day. Everybody's buying Bitcoin. There's only so many Bitcoins, guys, right? So I don't want to hear any of the scary, non-informed, non-knowing how to do anything, and don't want to take risk. And oh, credit is bad, and oh, you don't know how. You're not supposed to. Oh, shut your broke ass up, bro. Because most people talking about that, you ain't even on that level. You ain't on the level. So I'm not taking any financial advice from you. Point blank. Period. So if you're scared and you don't want to use, credit to buy Bitcoin, then that's fine. I don't care what you do. I already said that. But don't sit here and tell me that what I'm doing is dangerous or what I'm doing is like, I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm telling you guys what I did, right? And what your possibilities are and what you can do to make some more money and to make some more Bitcoin. Very simple. If that's something that you can't comprehend, then stay a brokey. Like, it just pisses me off when I tell people, you know, what I did, and they're like, "Oh, I don't recommend anybody do that." I'm not recommending anybody to do anything. I'm telling you what I did. And if you're wise and smart, then you would probably look into the same opportunities and do the same thing, right? Because that's only the best thing to do with the money. What are you gonna do? Not make any money? What are you gonna do? Fucking work a 9 to 5 job and try to save up $90,000 to get on Bitcoin? Okay, good luck with that, buddy. Good luck with that. So, anyways, the brokies are the loudest, right? So, anyways, let's just say again, I'm gonna use that example, and I was saying 16,000, or for 1 Bitcoin back in 2023, not 2024. So I was off by 100%, right? Because we're about 30,000. So we were at $30,000 Bitcoin at the beginning of the year, just for an example. If you were able to, like a smart person, it's like, all right, well, Chris is talking about something about credit, and I don't know, but let me just do my own due diligence. Let me just read. Let me just find out what's really going on, right? Let me just find out what's really going on, right? Let me just find out what's really going on for myself instead of listening to brokies, right? So one card here, for an example, let's just say I got 3 cards at 15,000, right? Let's just say I got 3 cards at 15,000. 15,000 times 3 is $45,000, right? So I got $45,000. My payments are going to be 400, like 44. I don't know how much my payments are. So instead of putting $45,000 into Bitcoin, we're just going to do 40,000. So let's just say we got $40,000, right? That we're able to play with, and the rest are going to be your monthly payments because you have to make your payments on your credit card. But guess what? This is 0%. I get to borrow this money at 0% interest, right? So I get the money for free, basically, for 12 months. I get to borrow the money for free for 12 months. So, based on what we were just talking about today, what you can do is, if what I would do, right? Because I'm a risk taker. We're learning about IULs. Take the 45K as an option. I'm not saying to do this at all again. Just me thinking, right? I don't know if you can even do this, but me thinking, I would say, okay, damn, I can fund my life insurance policy 45,000. Boom, that's going to grow at 6%. Boom, for the year. I have a year to pay back the money, so no matter what, I'm up 6%. So now I got 45. I'm going to put the whole 45 or 40 in, right? I'm put 40 into the life insurance policy. Boom, borrow 90%, which is like 35, right? Or whatever it is, 80%, 90%. Boom, borrow that. Boom, take that, then buy Bitcoin. So now I'm using the same money twice. Boom. So now not only am I getting the 6%, which is the only reason why I'm saying to do that is because, if you want to use the life insurance policy as a vehicle, that would be, that's kind of that's a strategy as well. So you don't have to do that at all. Just saying it's an option. Like just thinking about what we just went over today. Okay, damn, I can fund my life insurance policy, borrow against that, gets guaranteed 6%, and then I can buy some Bitcoin. Boom. Okay, so let's just scratch that, right? Just forget I even said that, right? That's just me thinking, right? Me using my brain and critically thinking. So let's just scratch that. Let's just say we took the 40,000. Um, we bought Bitcoin instead. So we bought Bitcoin instead. Bitcoin was at, again, 38, almost 40,000. Okay. Right now we're at 97. So you're up how much? 145%. So I took 40,000, bought Bitcoin, didn't trade, didn't do anything, didn't want to, hop into real estate, didn't want to deal with tenants, didn't want to deal with, you know, contractors fucking around and, all that good stuff, right? So I took the safest route, in my opinion, based on the cycle. I knew that we were already, down so much from the previous years, and just Bitcoin is just looking so good, and where are we at in the cycle? We usually have 3 up years, 1 down year. We had that down year. It looks about right to start to accumulate Bitcoin. So okay, so let's just say you did that again, 145%. You took 40,000 out of the out of your credit cards as your percent interest, right? 40,000 times 145%, and the year's still not over. Excuse me. So you made 58,000 with your 40,000, and we're still not at the end of the year. Now, what you can do is January is coming up. So by January, you would have to pay back your 40,000, right? Because that's how much you borrowed. But guess what? Bitcoin's probably going to be at 100,000 plus in January. And so let's just take the math here. Let's just say, for an example, let's just say we go to 200,000 conservative. Let's just say we do 200,000 conservative. You're up 4x. And if we do 4 times 400% times 40,000, you're up 160,000. Subtract your 40. Subtract your 40. You're up 120,000. Now you can buy. Well, actually, not you're up in dollar terms. That's how much you have in Bitcoin. So you sold whatever you had to sell to pay back your credit cards, and now you have $160,000, and that's in Bitcoin. So boom, that's how you increase your Bitcoin stack, guys. Very simple, very easy. And at that point, you can either, just gauge and see what's going on. Possibly, possibly sell, which I don't recommend you do, but possibly sell and then wait for a pullback. And then you can get, we'll probably come in if we go to 200,000, and then we get a 50% correction. That would be your opportunity to buy. And then now you have a whole Bitcoin, and then we'll probably go right back to 200, boom, and now you're up 100% on whatever you purchase. So it's just about the strategy, guys. Again, you have to do your own due diligence. You got to make your own decisions. You got to strategy. You got to critically think, and you got to look at your opportunities under there. Or you can take, again, 20%. You can take 50% of the 40,000, do 20 into MicroStrategy, and then you can do 20 into Bitcoin, right? And then that way, if MicroStrategy outperforms Bitcoin, which it possibly can, just because it's a much smaller market cap, right? If I'm not mistaken, or just the upside potential is it's easier for MicroStrategy to run because there's just so much capital into Bitcoin. Not saying Bitcoin's not going to run, not saying that at all. But then you can take 50-50, go into MicroStrategy, boom, come up. Because again, if you would have, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Any brokey over here talking about it's risky, shut your broke ass up. I don't want to hear your broke ass fucking comments. Stay fucking broke. Should be pissing me off. Working a 9 to 5, bro. I don't want to hear your mouth about nothing finance related, bro. I don't take advice from people that work 9 to 5 jobs. Sorry, not sorry. So here we are. From 2022 or 2024. Here we are. So let's do this example with MicroStrategy since it's so risky. Don't you dare use credit to buy any assets, even though that's what all the rich people do. Don't you dare do it. You stay a brokey. 8x. There you go. So if you would have done 50% into Bitcoin, 50% into MicroStrategy at the beginning of the year, because you are doing your due diligence, you understand that Bitcoin is a finite asset. You understand MicroStrategy has been buying a shit ton of Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin goes up, MicroStrategy is going to go up, right? So you understand what's really at hand here. So okay, let's just say you bought it, and you're like, okay, I'm going to let it sit for the year. I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to trade it. I'm not going to worry about it, right? I know where we are in the cycle. I'm looking at the 200 and the 20 here on the daily. Everything's looking good, Cool. So that's that. 8x. So you would have turned that 20 into, what's that? 20 times 8, 2 times 8, 16, 160,000. Then you would have turned what Bitcoin went 145%. So 20 into, let me just do the math here because, I don't want to. It's 754%. So let me get that right. Not 800%. Almost 800. I just wanted to round up. So you would have turned 20 into 150,000. Let me write this down. 150. Bitcoin went up 20, and then Bitcoin went up 154%. 30,000. So now we have 154 plus 30. You are up $184,000 right now, and then you return the 40. So now you're up. Minus 40. That's 30. Let me put my parentheses in here. And then minus 40. You're up 144. Wow. 144. Wow. Just from January to now. And then we still got it till January when you're supposed to pay back your funds. And then that's the great thing about the business credit, guys. It's 0% interest for 12 months. And then guess what? You can rinse and repeat. That means you can look for more banks and rinse and repeat. So, where are we at in the cycle? We had 2023 was down, or 2022 was down. So then 2023 up, 2024 up, 2025 up. So then 2026, most likely we're going to go red, right? Because it's green, 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 red, right? Green, 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 red. Pattern recognition, cycles. So if we're able to do that, if we're able to strategically think, if we're able to critically think, and we're able to look and see what opportunities are out there, and then if you don't want to do it, I don't care. Just don't sit here and tell me that being astute and finding financial strategies to accumulate more Bitcoin, which is going to change your life, is risky. No, you're buying Bitcoin with shitty fucking dollars, right? Whether it's credit or cash, it's still shitty fucking dollars. So here we are looking at $144,000 as of right now. You can dump all your MicroStrategy and then buy Bitcoin, and now you have more than one Bitcoin. You can buy just one Bitcoin, and then now you have. Let's do that. So that minus 40, 144, 144 minus 90. Let's just say 100,000. So you have 44,000, just to be like, all right, cool. I got bills paid. I got everything paid. I can go on vacation. I got my Bitcoin. I can, help other people out. I can chill. I can breathe, and I can relax. Boom. Maybe take 20 and wait for a pullback on MSTR. Buy another 20 ball of, MSTR. And then you have one Bitcoin, you got MSTR, and you got one Bitcoin, you got 20 racks of MSTR. And I think MSTR is at least going to 3x. So that's going to turn into more money. Then we got 20,000 to enjoy, relax, pay bills, whatever it is that you need to do. So this is the math that you need to do. This is the risk analysis that you need to do and take, right? $360 just from September, or back to the highs. Still $225 to where we are now. So either way, guys, I don't want to hear about any brokies talking about anything credit related, especially if you're not in space. Okay, especially if you're working a 9-to-5 job, especially if you don't know what the hell you was talking about. Because I have proven and shown that you're able to get business credit. I've done it. I've helped other clients do it. I'm in a group with entrepreneurs that do it. They fund their business this way. They fund their investments this way because they are wise enough to know how long is it going to take for them to save an extra $15,000, right? When you can just click a button and get approved for $15,000. You want to click a button and get 15 grand, or you want to slave and make 15 grand? So you can slave all you want. Working hard is not smart. Working smart is smart. And when you can work smarter, there's no need to work harder. Let's see if I can find life insurance policy, because again, I've already talked about this stuff. So we'll see. That's why I love Twitter. That's why I love Facebook, and I love IG, because it's going to show you who has been here and who knows what they're talking about. And of course, people make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes too, right? I'm not perfect as well. But guess what? As long as you're man enough to accept and to apologize for making mistakes, as long as you are, oh, look at that, 2023, life insurance. What did I say here? As long as you can apologize and admit you're wrong, that's one thing. Most people don't. Trust in life insurance policy to avoid paying taxes is the hack. Do your own research. This is July 2023. July 15th. Most people know nothing about this, which is why I said do your own research. Your living trust or trust does not pay taxes in the U.S. And properly built life insurance policy, not whole life, which I think you can do a whole life, but I don't think that's the best, obviously, based on what we just learned, right? You want to do the IUL. You're able to use your money you funded your policy with, aka borrowing and using the money twice. Do your own research. So we are over a year out, or that I was talking about this, right? So let's look at This is July 15th. Y'all be your own banker. Y'all boom. Oh no, what did I do? Go back. I don't know what this is. But let's look at. Let's just see insurance. Yeah, right. Okay, no. Let's look at. And then have I said IUL previously? Nope. All right, you get the point. No need to beat a dead horse here. Let's go over some tweets and make sure you guys go get your Bitcoin hoodies. Black Friday or White Friday sale. Black is, can be considered death. So we're going to say White Friday. White Friday. Get your Donald Trump hoodies. Get your Bitcoin hoodies. These are big, and this is embroidery. So it's a big old V, and it's embroidery. So it's going to be super dope. So make sure you guys go get that. Make sure you head over to swanbitcoin.com/Bitcoin Chris. Here goes the DJT hoodies. And there goes the Bitcoin hoodies. Make sure you guys can get your hoodies, guys. Winter time. All right, so let's see. Hit that like, share, subscribe for me. Tonight's class, if you were affected by the Equifax data breach, I'm going to show you how to file your claim, right? So if you guys want to get some money and you were affected by the data breach claim, eating leftovers right now. Anyways, Equifax lent my information, and I made them pay for it. So if you want to learn how to do so, join the class tonight at 8 o'clock. It's only $100. You can get anywhere between 10 to 20 grand, if I'm not mistaken. So $100 to get 10 to 20 grand. Highly recommend you do so. Because you guys don't listen, and we got a bunch of clowns on Clubhouse and a bunch of brokies that don't read. But you can opt out of your Social Security and Medicare taxes, right? So boom. Authorized representative of the religious group. So what you can say is that you are, or you can start a 501c3 1A. You start a church. Guess what? Right. So you can opt out, but you would have to be a member of the church, right? Religious group, aka the church. If you guys want to join our credit restoration program to put yourself in a position to get $20, $50, $100,000 in business credit, or just to improve your score and to get, approved for consumer things. Because if you want to be a consumer and get a car and get, buy things that are liabilities, then be my guest. It's up to you. I'm here to just provide you this service. So if you want to fix your credit, whether you want to get business credit or just to get a house or car or whatever, there you go. We have 50% off to join. That means it's only $44 to join for the first month, and then $88 a month. Russian President Putin signs law recognizing Bitcoin and crypto as property. See, I just love showing this. December 6, 2017. Haters gonna hate. Meanwhile, Bitcoin hits $12,500. I sold mine at 14,000. Would be up 7 million if I held. I did well, and I needed the money at the time. Hindsight is 2020. And he posted that whenever I commented on this. Said yikes. This is a recent reply that I did. And so once you reply on things on Facebook, people can see what you replied to. Cool. Let's continue. Last night in the stream or in the spaces, I told you guys about this particular tweet back in February where Becky Cork, the clown, was calling and being super disrespectful to Mr. Lee. And he said, put 1% of your portfolio into Bitcoin. And she was like, that's crazy. And are you crazy? And 1%, that's way too much. You're going to be paying that in fees. And yo, shut your ass up, bro. And that's fine. Continue to listen to MSM. Please, more Bitcoin for me. Because at the time of me posting this, it was 10x, and now we're basically at 20x. So, Becky, you're the ultimate clown, and will forever be the ultimate clown. You and everybody else on the mainstream media that was talking crazy about Bitcoin, and you ain't doing a damn lick of research. So that's on you. And here is actual. Was this recorded? It ended. No, I wish you would have recorded that. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and click here because I actually shared the post. There it is. There it is. Everyone who voted RE is wrong. September 22nd, 2023. Yeah, here. Crypto is dead. Bitcoin, not crypto. Earlier this year in April, they always come around. Grant Cardone was told by me about Bitcoin several times in spaces. Also, plenty of other people, told him in Clubhouse as well. It wasn't just me. It's the gang. Price of Bitcoin was about 20,000. He gets it at the price he deserves. So now, he wants to sell his Florida mansion he purchased for 646 Bitcoin. Ain't nobody in their right mind is gonna buy your property for 646 Bitcoin, okay? So sell it yourself for fiat, buy Bitcoin. You have a better chance of doing that. Okay? Not gonna happen, bucko. Bucko. Okay, so yeah, that was the toxic happy hour was popping last night. So that's that. Let's see. Is there anything else I want to touch on before I end the call with you guys? Sovereign is synonymous with Bitcoiner, so I'll touch on that. Let me go into that real quick. I actually already touched on that. Let me see. I actually already touched on this. I was in the Clubhouse room. I said I'm a sovereign, and I told them only U.S. citizens pay taxes, and they're like, "Oh, you're a sovereign citizen! Oh my God!" And the NPC started to tweak out because their programming was glitching per usual, and it's surprising because they're actually Bitcoiners. So I was caught off guard. And then, if Bitcoin's sovereign money, why y'all making fun of sovereign people? Don't you want to be sovereign? So people are just stupid. How do you make fun of somebody for being sovereign, but you're using sovereign money? Make it make sense. Yeah, a sovereign citizen is an oxymoron. Okay, you can't be a sovereign and a citizen. And again, only U.S. citizens pay taxes. So go do your research, guys. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody that didn't read and don't know what the fuck they talking about. Because as soon as you read, and guess what? You're gonna know what you're talking about. Oh, Joe's in the spaces. Oh my god, no, I don't even want to be in this room. A whole bunch of fucking boomers. Bitcoin portfolio optimization. BlackRock says 84%. Bitcoin Chris says 90%. Other maxis say 100%. All right, and shout out to Max Kaiser. As I predicted in 2019, when prevailing wisdom was states would ban Bitcoin. No, I said a global hash war would break out, and yes, you did. Shout out to Max and Stacy, who helped me to get my conviction early on. And that's why I always give thanks and praise to Max and Stacy, because without Max and Stacy, there is no Bitcoin Chris. So, yeah, if you're just now tuning in, hit that like, share, subscribe. Shout out to everybody on IG, everybody on Twitter, everybody on YouTube. Hit that like, share, subscribe. If you're just now tuning in, rewind the show because I've been on here for almost 2 hours now. So yeah, the live stream is ending here today. So we went over today the IULs. We went over today business credit yet again. We went over today some tweets, Bitcoin price action, and yeah. So hit that like, share, subscribe for me. See you guys in the next video. Have a good, happy Friday, White Friday, Black Friday, whatever y'all want to say. Head over to swanbitcoin.com/Bitcoin Chris. Get your $10 free Bitcoin. Get your Bitcoin hoodies right there. And also, if you rocks with Donald Trump, we have Donald Trump hoodies as well. And you can get all that on just click on the profile here on X. You click here, and then there you go. Finally broke 12,000 followers. Shout out to everybody following. Definitely been micro or what they call it? They limit my reach because I be speaking the truth, guys. They don't want that truth to come out. All right. So I appreciate you guys. You guys have a great day. God loves you. I love you. Bitcoin Chris checking out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah.
Riding with country bass.
Yeah, I'm stacking them, yeah.